So we got more updates in the Jonathan Majors situation. You guys know that he was arrested for allegedly doing things to his girlfriend, and the lawyer said that there's going to be a lot of proof and evidence coming out, trickling down, that's going to prove his client or her client innocent. I already made an initial take video based on the first wave of response and promise of evidence that was coming out. And now we actually have some text evidence between his girlfriend and Jonathan Majors after the incident went down. This is coming to us via TMZ. As you know, they always get the scoop. The lawyer shows text from the alleged victim, says that it was all her fault. My man Jonathan Majors is getting hoed, and he's getting hoed really bad, guys. The attorney says that she had the receipts of the assault. Major's lawyer, lawyer Chandri, told TMZ that the woman sent a few texts, and here are the texts. Let's take a little gander. I wonder if we can get a little bit closer. Here we go. This is her in gray. This is him in blue. Top, it says here, there's no note, just you knowing what happened. That's at 8:58 in the morning. He responds, did you leave the keys? Goodbye, whatever her name is. Let's just call her Felicia. Goodbye, Felicia. She says, almost 8 hours later, about 8 hours later, please let me know that you're okay when you get this. They assure me that you won't be charged. They said that they had to arrest you as a protocol when they saw the injuries on me and they knew we had a fight. I am so angry they did, and I'm sorry you're in this position. We'll make sure nothing happens about this. I told them it was my fault for trying to grab your phone. I only just got out of the hospital. Just call me when you're out. I love you. Then at 9:32 p.m., 3.5 hours later, after getting no response from Jonathan, she says, they just called again to check on me, and I reiterated how this was not an attack, and they do not have my blessing on any charges being placed. I read the paper they gave me about strangulation, and I said point blank, this did not occur and should be removed immediately. The judge is definitely going to be told about this. She ensured this to me. I know you have the best team and there's nothing to worry about. I just want you to know that I'm going to do all I can on my end. I also said to tell the judge to know that the origin of the call was to do with me collapsing and passing out, and your worry as my partner due to our communication prior, out of care. She promised me all will be relayed. So look, she passed out. The origin of the call was to do with me collapsing and passing out because she was drunk, and your worry as my partner due to our communication prior. So your worry as my partner due to our communication prior. The communication prior, what are they talking about? They're talking about the fight that they had, because she saw a text coming from another woman to his phone while they were in the cab. She went and lunged at him, and they had a little tussle. And then the car, I assume that the car was stopped somewhere. She gets out. She starts flipping out, going crazy. You got something. Probably tripped, passed out on the floor, probably busted her forehead. Maybe he did some damage to her face somehow. And then Major's like, oh, probably he's the one, allegedly, he's the one that called. And if you look at these text messages, it basically says that he's the one that called. Right here, I also said to tell the judge to know that the origin of the call was to do with me collapsing and passing out, and your worry as my partner due to our communication prior. This is basically saying that he's the one that called the cops because he was worried about her because he saw her pass out. He's the one that actually made the call to call the police. And imagine the police show up, see these signs on her, and then just automatically, we were in a fight. She says, we were in a fight. And you tell the police, we were in a fight, and they see that you got damage on your body. He's out of here. This is what I'm talking about. It seems as if she's acting like she didn't know what happens when you call the police on a black man. Because when you call the police on a black man and say, we had a fight, and then the police see damage on your face from you being drunk, but they think it's him strangling you, oh yeah, he's going to jail. But then there's this strangulation paper. So they gave her a document, which was probably the definition of what strangulation is. You know, ma'am, I know you probably don't think that he strangled you, but you have some stuff on your neck. Here's what strangulation is. If it's any one of these things, he strangulated you. She says she read it, was like, no, this didn't happen. No. So listen, there's a lot being said here, right? You could, me keeping it a buck, and I'm not just all the way, I believe Jonathan Majors 100%. I already made my video. You already know where I stand on this situation. But all of this could be misconstrued as if she's basically making this up and lying to him in order to play a game so he doesn't get thrown in jail and canceled. You know what I'm saying? Like, she's just like, I'll do whatever you want. You beat me up, but I'll do whatever you want. I'll say whatever you want. A lot of people could look at it this way, but I encourage you. And yes, you can kind of flip this and make it seem like, man, she just being paid off, playing along. She's just saying whatever it takes to get back with Jonathan. You could say that. And I think that you could say that only when you don't really look at the details. There's the details of this situation. Number one, if you look at the context, what does Jonathan text? He says, did you leave the keys? Because you're out of my house. It's over. That's what it means. Did you leave the keys? Goodbye. Bye, Felicia. That's all he said. He's done with her. What he put here almost means more in the context than this whole 2 paragraphs that she put. Because what he's putting is, I'm done with you. Did you leave the keys? You're out of my house. You're locked out. Get out of my home. Which, if somebody was an attacker, would they have this type of energy for the alleged victim? Or would the energy be, I'm so sorry? Or would the energy be, how are you doing? He didn't even ask how she doing right here. He don't, because you're foul. His energy, I feel bad for him. I really feel bad for him because he's just like, man, just give me my keys so I could just go. You crazy freaking broad. And there's number 2 about the bottom half of this second paragraph. I'll tell the judge to know the origin of the call was due to me collapsing and passing out. The origin of the call was due to her collapsing and passing out, not because of an act of violence. She passed out face first drunk on the goddamn floor, and he just yeah, my girl's over here drunk. Police come, hey, get off me. It's my girl. You know what I'm saying? That's number 2. And then when you're just looking at the outlay of what is being said here, they assure me you won't be charged. She's really trying to appease him like, I'm sorry, I'm going to undo this wrong. She feels like she's in the wrong. She's clearly in the wrong. And her text here show it. Please let me know you're okay when you get this, because she feels what happened to him was wrong. They told me that they arrested you as protocol when they saw the injuries and know that we had a fight. She's not talking about an actual fight. She's talking about like a relationship fight. It's like when your mom and dad are arguing, or that's considered a fight. When you guys are screaming at each other, when you guys disagree and you have back and forth, that's considered a fight, not an actual physical fight. She said she's angry that they did. I'm sorry that you're in the position. We'll make sure that nothing happens about this. Nothing's going to come of it. I just got out of the hospital. You just got out of the hospital? Huh? From what? Falling on your face because you were face drunk? Collapsed, huh? It ain't because of him. Call me when you're out. I love you. They called to check on me and show me what was in here. I said, I read the paper. I said, this did not happen, point blank. Remove it immediately. The judge will be told about this. She's trying to make her wrongs right. And this is just some more evidence which sheds light overall that makes Jonathan Majors look even more innocent. And like they talked about in this article, the lawyer is trying to obtain this video from the taxi cab, which will show the altercation in which she herself initiated the violence by trying to take his phone. She was the one who got physical with him. If anything, Jonathan Majors will have a case against her. But the type of guy that Jonathan Majors comes out to be, who I think he is, he's just going to, I feel like he's going to be like, you know what? Just, here's what I would do. Personally, me, I would sue the shit out of her, because we can make an example of these false Me Too liars who just believe women because they're women. I'm not for that. I believe in evidence, baby. So I would sue her and make her life hell. But what I would also do, if there was some way where I wasn't going to press charges on her, like, I wasn't going to, come after her jugular, it would be this. This was the only thing that would calm down my swelling, raging fire. She would have to publicly admit her wrongs, alleviating me telling the truth about what happened, and admitting her lies publicly. And what I mean by publicly, I ain't talking about a Twitter post. I'm talking about a podium in the middle of Hollywood Boulevard, the Avenue of the Stars, where the stars are all on the sidewalk with NBC, ABC, Fox, CNN, TNN, TBS, TNT, BET, TNT, everybody. Heck, throw UPN and the CW in there. All of them with their microphones on the podium. Just a gang of mics. Just looking like a bukkake session about to go off. Just all mics in her face. And she's sitting there with the lights on her, cameras, and she puts that statement out there to the whole world. That would appease me. What would appease y'all? Y'all let me know in the comment section down below. I'm going to be following this case. Y'all make sure y'all subscribe to the channel if you don't mind my ugly face for just a little while longer. Hit the subscribe button, please. I'm Jody Joe, and I'm out this thing. Deuces.